Hello friend, welcome to Japa Tech YouTube channel. Thank you for your continuous patronage, for watching our videos, for sharing. This is Owen, the co-founder and CEO of Japa Tech Global. It's good to have you here again on this space. Please, if you are yet to subscribe, click on the bell button to subscribe. Click on it twice to be notified when we release more videos for your consumption and for your growth in your career. Today, I would like to talk about a topic that is of importance to candidates, people who are looking for jobs, job seekers, and even people who are currently working but they want to transit their career. And some of those people may have never used this thing I want to talk about, which is actually a CV before. They probably got that job through a referral or through a good word from someone, or someone just placed them there, right? I would like to talk about how should a CV look like? What should be in the content of a CV? This is going to be a very great video for these next few minutes. So come close as we explore how a CV should actually look like. Okay, thank you. Now, a CV is a document. It's called a curriculum vitae, VITAE. How it's pronounced, it's called a CV, right? The concept of a CV is to show someone, or to show your employer or someone who wants to deal with you, of your skills and your competence and your capabilities. So look at what I said. You are showing someone your skills, your competence, and your capabilities. So how should a CV be like? When you present a CV, what is the first thing that a potential employer should see? First of all, the CV should have a professional summary. The professional summary is talking about who you are professionally. Take note, it might not be who you are as, like, maybe because you may have different skills, different attributes, but for this particular role that you want, or for this particular title or position that you want your employer to see, who are you in that profession, right? So that's the first thing. It's called your professional summaries. People put objectives in their CV, but no, you are not putting your objective. What do you mean by objective? What is objective? Okay, what you aim to achieve? No, use the word professional summary and not objective. So when crafting out a CV, use a professional summary, not an objective. They are not the same thing. The professional summary is telling us who you are. For example, I am a dedicated business developer with over 6 years of experience in the edtech, the fintech, and the retail industries, providing value to merchants, vendors, helping them solve their problem on board on retail management software, is transacting in excess of over $4 million. I am a professional accountant, skilled in Python, Power BI, a member of the Chartered Institute of England and Wales and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, right? So I'm projecting myself to my potential employer for them to see who I am, right? As regarding the specific job. So the first thing you should have is a professional summary. The next thing that you should have is your work experience. Your work experience relevant to the job that you are looking for. So if you're looking for a business development role, a sales role, an accounting role, your job title should be business development manager at the first place, business development executive second place, account executive the third place. It should be tailored specifically to the exact role that you are looking for. So a CV should have your work experience. Remember, the aim of a CV, for a work CV, is to get a job. So they want to see where you have worked. Specifically, if you have some experience, say 3 to 5 years experience, they want to see where you have worked, right? So you should have your work experience. Even if you are a fresh grad, you should have where you have worked. Internships, you have done internships when you were in school, you expected to do internships, you have volunteered somewhere in church, in a service unit. I've talked about that in a previous video. You have volunteered somewhere, you've done certain things. So the employer wants to see, what has this person done, what is your track record. The employer wants to see that. So you should have your work experience. So after your work experience, now you can have your education. Where did you school? What did you study? What did you get in your school? Was it a first class, a 2-1, a 2-2, a third class? So employers these days are moving from education as a yardstick for choosing candidates. Some people might not even care if you went to school at all. They just want to see what you can do. And what you can do is encapsulated in your previous work experiences. So you want to see your education, want to school and everything. Then you want to see certifications, right? They want to see that you, beyond what you studied in school, you have been able to amass professional certifications, right? You have been able to grow in as a person in that career to show that you really have interest. And you can get free certificates from Allison, Coursera, Udemy. Just want to see what you've done. So you might want to put certificates there. You want to see volunteering. Have you volunteered? Have you done some things before? What are your participation in other places, right? These are not compulsory things, but it's very good. They want to see the kind of person that you are. So like they want to know who you are basically, right? So you're not trying to sound robotic. They want to see that you do have some other things outside of work, right? Just the work that you're doing, some other thing that you're very passionate and you have zeal for, right? So your education, right? So you have your work experience, you have your education, you have your certificates, and you have volunteering, right? Certificates could also be courses, the courses that you have taken, right? So then you want to see your skills. So your skills can be the kind of resumes that we will do in this video. There's a guide, a job seekers guide that we have created for job seekers, where you see how a resume should be: an editable CV, a cover letter, sites that are hiring remotely, jobs that are paying well, sending a cold email to an employer to be able to introduce yourself and the value that you can get. So some of those resources are there at the link to this video. You click on it and you see it there. So you want to see your skills. Remember, the skills you are putting is not just saying written communication. You're not just saying oral this. It is relevant to the job that you are applying for. It is relevant to the job that you are applying for. So put the skills that you have done in that document. You'll see the skills that you've been able to get with time, right? So put it in that document. So you should have that, your skills, right? Your skills are there, and you're putting your skills tailored to the job, because in most times in those jobs they'll tell you, they'll list those skills, right, that should be there. So you are listing the skills that are relevant to that job and what you're trying to get. Have I missed out on anything? If I missed out on anything, you can ask your questions in the comment section or send us a message. The links are with there where you can reach out to us, right? Send us a message if you feel you need more clarity. But I hope I've been able to like give an overview what a CV should look like. Right now, in those work experience that I also mentioned, it should be written in an achievers form. And when I say don't go to ChatGPT or something and be writing generic things. What did you do? Enhance what you have done, right? As a person, what were you able to achieve? I reduced the cost by 25%. Like employers can tell when somebody really did something, or when someone is just using a buzzword and saying high sounding nonsense. So you should be able to state categorically what you did somewhere. So as you're working, be very intentional about being someone who's actually contributing value. So all of your work experiences should be written in Achiever form. They are on that CV template guide, in our job seekers guide that we've created for you. It is there, so make sure it's an achievers form. Someone was one fresh guy was arguing me that, oh, they said that education should come first. I'm like, what do you mean education should come first? That's okay, but I'm not hiring your education, right? I'm hiring your competence, what you can do for me. So the first thing that should be there is your professional summary and your work experience, not your education. Not your well, you can put your education, but it's not a law. There are no hard and fast rules to these things, but just put yourself in the mind of the employer. What would the person want to see? So that is how a CV should be like. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe to Japa Tech Global. We help talents get hired faster. We help people of skill in tech. We help them with their CVs and their LinkedIn and career coaching. And we also help employers find better talents. And we also train talents in tech, right? It's called Japa because with the skills that you have, you can thrive anywhere in the world. That's the whole aim. You are running from a place of scarcity to a place of abundance. You are not a travel agency, right? We're not a travel agency. But thank you for tuning to our channel. Please remember to subscribe and do have a lovely day. God bless you.